Let's go. Yeet, yeet. We live up in here. Yeet, yeet. Let's wait for y'all to get up in here. So we can talk about this. Pull up, pull up. Let's go. Let's have a chat. Talking Mox, Cope, Jay, Gunther. I see some people pull up because the whole point is so we can discuss this. I'm not going to talk about it. We're going to discuss this. How do we feel about Jay, Gunther? How do we feel about Mox and Cope last night? Was it last night? What's today? Thursday? Wednesday? Yeah. So pull up in the chat. Let's discuss this. Let's go. Let's go. Drop y'all comments. What do y'all think? What do you think about Jay versus Gunther main event? Why is it getting all this hate? Let's talk about Mox and Cope last night. Crazy match. It was wicked. Let's discuss. Trash. Come on, man. How you ain't like Mox last night? Shit was lit. Or is it because y'all are just tired of Mox right now? Yeah, y'all just over Mox. I get it. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest, but it was still good. You got to remember, Mox and Edge or Cope. Well, let's just say Mox. Mox gives you something different. Mox isn't trying to give you what everybody else does. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It should have been, but I think they probably always had intentions on doing a back to back. But again, like I said, you got to remember, Mox is. I think Mox knows what people say, and because of that, he goes extra. He doubles down on what he does. But it was still great. It was still good. It was still that. It was definitely good. You know what's crazy is there was so many people that before the because I was on X or Twitter. I should always call it Twitter, I guess. I was on Twitter and I seen that mad people were upset. Why is this match taking place? Who cares? We don't care about it. All that good stuff, right? And then as the match went on, I seen people say, "This is awesome. This is great. This should have been at Revolution. It's amazing." Come on, you can't trash it and then say it's amazing. You know what I mean? But besides the Mox and Cope, if that's all y'all want to talk about, what y'all think about Gunther and Jay being well, not going to be the main event, obviously. But what do y'all think about that? What do you think about the build up to it? Why it hasn't really got that much build up to it? And y'all funny. I put in I think I put on both Instagram and YouTube. I put that it wasn't going to main event. It's probably going to be the women. Y'all went crazy. They were like, "Oh, you must be new here. You ain't know that it's supposed to be Cody and Cena." I know what it was supposed to be. It was all for reaction, and y'all went crazy on it, which is wild. But again, let's talk. Let's chat. That's the whole point. Is to chat. Let's have a conversation. All right, I'll start off with until y'all start talking because y'all winging today. Jay versus Gunther. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's definitely something that should probably open the show on maybe night one. They should open the show. Mox gets excellent matches with small sizes, but he cannot adapt to sizes similar to him. The closest example is Cobb, Nato, and more. What do you mean, like Mox versus Cobb or NATO? Like he doesn't do good, or those are the matches that he actually does do good? Pardon. Yeah, clarify because I don't know what you mean. Do you mean like he does better with those guys, or you mean like he doesn't do good? I'm assuming that you mean like Cobb and them, he doesn't do good, but people like Darby and like Adam Cole, like he does good in matches like that. I'm gonna hear. There was this take doesn't do good. Sorry, no, you're good. I just probably didn't read it right. Um, I can kind of see that. I would have to go back and watch some of the matches to see. But you also got to remember, it's also the dance partner. It's also like who it is. Like for example, like Mercedes, she doesn't have good matches with Thunder Rosa, nor do I think anyone have good matches with Thunder Rosa. Um, so it's the dance partner. I think she did good with Willow. I think she did decent with Statlander. Billy was cool. There was some spots, but Billy was cool. So it depends on the dance partner. I just don't think that I don't think Cobb and NATO are good dance partners for Moxley. I think you could get a good match with. I mean, he's hurt. Well, him and Hobbs were all right. Him and Hobbs did good. Leanne, appreciate you. $5, my moderator. We're here. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, y'all, feel free to drop a super chat or where I pin buy me a coffee. That's where you can go and you can subscribe and basically support the channel monthly. And we're also on Cameo. But yeah, I think Mox did good with Hobbs. It wasn't bad. It was a good match with Hobbs. But I did hear something that someone said that they think that Mox should take some time off. And I do agree with that. If you're familiar with the channel, then you should know that I do love Mox. The Dean was cool, but switching over, going back to John Moxley and all the things that he did, especially the first time he showed up in AEW, the pop was crazy. You can't deny it. And he's done great work. And he was the MVP. And you know why I think a lot of you don't like Mox right now and are sick of it? Even though I'll agree that it may be running a little dry, which we've talked about before. I think the direction went totally different. I think it was supposed to be something with that angle, the Death Riders, and then it just went totally left because of some other things happened. But it's because he's been the MVP of AEW. Everyone has gotten hurt, so he had to stay and continue to hold it down. And now that he's been holding it down for like 3 years or maybe more, people are sick of it. So I get it. So I think he should take some time off. Finally, take a little vacation. They need to get some more backstage interviewers, so maybe him and Renee could take a little vacation. But I think time off would do him good, and then come back on some crazy-ish, and then it'd be dope. Mercedes is very, very excellent, especially her match with Chris. I think it was perfect, and I wish. Why you say him? Mercedes is a girl. Or are you talking about Moxley? Mercedes is very, very excellent, especially. Yeah, you said his match with Chris Statlander. Mercedes is a girl, and Chris is a girl. But yeah, I think John should definitely take some time off, and then come back, be reinvented, healthy, and he'll probably be swoller because he looks in good shape and he hasn't had any time off. So take some time off, spend it with Renee and his daughter. And I think if he comes back maybe like 6 months, I think 6 months to a year. A year is kind of long, but 6 months, well, a year might be good because then you might get some time to let other people like Jay White and everybody get a shot at the belt. And then of course Kenny. But I think if John Moxley takes off like at least 6 months to a year, I think when he comes back, it'll be dope. And he should even come back. I think we asked this question last time on the live. I think Sammy Callahan, I think is his name. I think he's under contract. But if he wasn't under contract, if he came back with Sammy, that'd probably be crazy. Do you think Jey Uso will withdraw his payments or become a hater because he actually failed? What does that mean, withdraw his payments? I don't understand what that means. But I mean, everybody botches. Everybody messes up. So I'm not going to hold that against them. Like Jay's done great work for a very long time. and he's actually doing a lot more work because of the push. So I mean, he could just be tired and overworked. So I'm not gonna hold that against him. Everybody botches. I mean, that's the crazy thing. There's been mad botches on WWE lately, but I've seen no one talk about it on Twitter or on social media. But once AEW does it one time, it's all over the place. Man, you're so amazing. Thank you. The greatest supporter we have here. A rest behind the curtain. If we had like 30 more of you, no, not 30. If we had at least 2, 3 more of you, Liam, it would be amazing. Because y'all could do it. Y'all could get the merch. Y'all could do the super chats, the super thanks, buy me the coffee. You can do so many things to support the channel so we can keep getting bigger and bigger polls. But anyhow, going back to Jay. I don't understand the question, so you're going to have to rephrase it for me. But Jay versus Gunther, I think it's going to be a good match. I think it should open, like I was saying earlier before we went back on Mox. I think Jay should open. I think Jay should win. Because let's be clear, Gunther isn't really having a great title reign. It hasn't been great. As a worker, Gunther is amazing. His in-ring is crazy. The chops, the stiffness, balls is crazy. Gunther is good in the ring. Storytelling, like aggressiveness, like great. As far as like outside, like the promos, the storylines, the feuds he's been having, just hasn't been great. It's been a bad run. So I think they should go ahead, give Jay the belt. Let's get the pop. Let's get the eats. Let's get the crowd hype for day one, and then we'll end it with a banger, which will probably be. I don't know. Did Triple A say if Cody Punk is night 1 or night 2? I think it'll be night 2, right? And maybe not Cody Punk, Cody Cena 1 or 2. I don't know, but basically let's let Jay like get the fans hype for night 1, and then take it to the end. I feel like depending on what's gonna happen, I feel like Cody Cena should be night 2 to keep the fans like yeah, and I think Punk, Roman, Seth should be night 1. And I am bummed about EO, and it's just I don't think EO adds to that match. To be honest, I think it would have been better if it would have been just Bianca and Rhea Ripley straight up 1-on-1. That would have been crazy. AEW should have gave us this Moxley versus Cole match at Revolution. More people would have cared, but instead we got the worst ending to a pay-per-view. You know what? As much as I love Moxley, I'm not gonna disagree. Like, this is what I said. I don't know, Bone. I don't know if you've been here before. I might call you Soldier. Because calling you Bone might be crazy. Pause. Soldier. I don't know if you were here last time when I said this. I believe that Cope and Moxley had the old school mentality. Like everything this pay-per-view has been fast. So we're just gonna go old school psychology. We're gonna be slow. We're gonna be paced, and we're gonna like wait for the pops. I think they were trying to do old school. It didn't work because it was just exactly Ayo. But they were just too. That card was just too. My bad. That card was just too hard hitting. Pause. It was just wild. Like every match was crazy, and to have that match at the end and that slow pace, old school, it didn't work. So I think they felt bad that it didn't work. And supposedly there was a lot of things that were supposed to happen, like a lot of run-ins and things that was supposed to happen, but they scratched it. So there could have probably been a better finisher, but they didn't go with it. So I think they were just upset about the way the crowd felt about it. So they decided to run it back with the street fight. And, it made up for it. But I do agree with what you said. It should have been on Revolution, and it didn't end the way it should have. Thank you. Bianca and Ripley would have been way better. Yeah, a 1v1 would have been definitely fire. The Stone Cold thing, I don't know. I've heard rumors about it, and I think it could happen, especially because it's in Vegas, and I believe, like he's always said, that he's close to Vegas, which I'm in Vegas. But Stone Cold is always the person that, from what I've been, not what I've been told, because no one tells me nothing. What I've read online is that every time he's supposed to do something with WWE, and then it doesn't go through or he backs out, it's because the money wasn't right. So if the money don't work, he's not going to show up. But if he did in that Cody segment with the Cody, Rock, Cena, that could be crazy. Mike Bailey is such a strong deal that they put Ultimate Weapon in 2K4. I don't. I don't understand that either. But Mike Bailey, speedball is definitely dope, and I'm glad that AEW has brought speedball. I didn't like the finish though. I don't know if anybody else saw it. This speedball, Ricochet, and what was it, Orange Cassidy? I didn't like that finish because, correct me if I'm wrong, and this is a super pause the whole way I say this, but speedball was on top of Cassidy, right? But Ricochet was on top of speedball. So by logic, Ricochet should win, right? Because he's the one on top. Pause, right? So I didn't like how they made that a triple threat. Getting to that triple threat was wild. They should have just made it a triple threat out the gate. You think Heyman is turning on Roman? That's a good question. Do I think Heyman is going to turn on Roman? I think it would have to be, especially because the way Paul and Roman think, it has to be something very strong that they have written for that to happen. Because just going back to Punk, to me, doesn't make sense. Because it's no shade, but Punk is kind of on the downside of his career. So, like, what do you really gain by doing that? But Roman has been with Heyman for a minute now, and to separate him would be cool so he can be on his own and do his own thing. So I could see both sides, but I think the story that you're going to tell, it has to be crazy for you to split them up. Because what would it be? Like, for that to make sense, it would have to be someone like Braun Breaker. Like, it would have to be a surprise like that. Like, I don't think it would happen at Mania, but like Heyman would have to turn on Roman because of Braun, like an up and coming, someone dope, or like a Zilla. Like if Zilla was to be there, then I think that would make more sense because another Bloodline member, someone younger, Umaga's son, like I could see that. Super happy Phoenix gets to go to WWE. TK wasn't using him after all that. Plus Triple H, I feel like he's starting to push. Let's be clear, Soldier. Phoenix and Penta were amazing in the AEW. They were superstars. I'm not saying you said it, but there's been so many people, and it's usually the stands that have said, "Oh, they were never used properly in AEW. This is how you do it. This is how you push people." No, there were stars in AEW, like legit stars. It was them and the Bucks. That's all people talked about, and maybe the FTR a little bit too. Well, yeah, definitely FTR. But during that run, it was the Bucks and those two. Amazing. But after the drama, and TK saw that they didn't want to leave, I think about it. Why would you want to raise somebody's stock if you know they don't want to be there? Like, you're just making them hotter for the next company. You know what I mean? Should he have just let him go a long time ago? Yeah, but he's probably heard about it because we all know Tony is a different dude. Like, he puts a lot of love and wears his heart on his sleeve. So he probably felt hurt that I brought you here. I made y'all bigger when you were than what you were, Pauls. And then you just leave because WWE's hot right now again. So I could see that. But they were dope. They were dope in AEW. The Luchadors, that's the part I was talking about. They're just trying to take everything away from WWE so you don't go there. The Saturday night main events, they're trash. It was cool at one point when they did they brought back the belt for a minute, but that show's trash. There's no point to watch it. It's garbage. It's only so that they can compete against Collision, but it's trash. The Luchadors thing, they're only doing it because what's AEW? AEW is mostly the small guys doing what they do, wrestling, doing the flipping, the acrobat stuff that they say. Who else does that? Luchadors. So if you bring it to WWE, you feel like, oh, well, we got that here. And then you can attract other people that do that style over there. That's all it is, which is why I think they got the Lucha Underground. You're just trying to bury AEW. WWE wanted him so badly, they signed him. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. They said Heyman been working with Braun. Yeah, I saw that too. I don't know. The card for WrestleMania 1 is the LA Knight defending the IC champ. I haven't heard that yet, to be honest. And if I did, I don't remember. Not the IC, because LA Knight has the US belt, don't he? And Braun Breaker has the IC. Because I think they're trying to push for a Braun versus Penta, which would be cool if Well, I don't want Braun to lose, but it'd be cool if there was the interference because of Phoenix. Yeah, I don't really give a shit about not being funny, but I don't really give a shit about the U.S. belt. There's nothing to it. Like, there's no push for it. No one cares about it. The design is ugly. Like, I don't care for LA Knight. And again, like we said before, character, not personally, character. I don't care for that character. It just doesn't do anything for me. Michael Rivera, who do you think is going to win at WrestleMania? And Jey Uso or Gunther? Appreciate you. I don't think I've seen you before. Appreciate you. I said it earlier. I think Jey. I think Jay's going to win. I think he should win. Gunther's reign has just been boring. No shade to him. It's just booking. It's just been boring. So just go ahead and give it to Jey. Get the yeet out the way. Make him, he's already so over. I was in SmackDown in Orlando when Roman had first got beat up by Jacob and them. And when Jey came out, like after the show, and Jey came out, I think it was a dark match. When Jey came out, they went crazy. So just let's go ahead and do it. Let's just give it to Jey. He deserves it. He's worked hard this whole year. He's been putting in work. So, and he's another little man, pause, that made it, like Shawn, Edge. Like, let's do it. Who's trash? Are you talking about LA Knight? Green? Soldier. No, you're right. They were probably the best team there, but it was just time when WWE #1 company, after all, everyone moves up. Penta and Phoenix, mostly Penta. Talked about her. Nah, yeah. I mean, one of the major reasons why AW, and let's be clear because we're very transparent and honest here, and we keep it 100. AEW was super popping because two things. One, it was new. That's the big thing. Second, Vince was still in charge, and he was doing the stupidest shit possible. Just doing the dumb storylines like he does, and it was just tanking. We said it, or at least I said it here. If Vince leaves, this is what I said. Go back and watch the videos. There's proof. I said if Vince leaves and Triple H takes over, it's gonna go crazy. Because Triple H gets it. And what's he doing? Triple H listens to social media. He listens to the upcomers. Like, he got his ears and eyes is where they need to be. Like, bro, if he wasn't there and it was still Vince, AW would still be popping. It would still be popping. But, WWE's on fire now. Everyone wants to be in WWE. I'm clocked in at work, not working. I had to come and watch you live. Appreciate you, John. Thank you. I don't know if that means you're leaving, but I appreciate you for showing up, and especially on the clock. I ain't gonna tell you, boss. Between me and you, brother. Yeet. But yeah, AW would still be popping if it wasn't for Triple H. Triple H came and he did everything we knew he was going to do. He listens to people. Just see what he did with NXT when he first got a hold of it. We knew he has the capabilities of doing great stuff, and that's what happened. He took over. Boom, there it is. So AW's got to do a lot of work to kind of get back to where it was. But I think they've been rewriting the ship. I think the shows have been a lot better lately. Obviously, the pay-per-views always hit. Collision has been a lot better lately. I'm curious to see what's going on with FTR, and are we getting a heel FTR, or just is Dax going solo? Like, I don't know, but they're definitely getting better. What other questions y'all got? Since we talked about Mox and Cope already, and we talked about Jey and Gunther. We kind of talked about everything, but y'all got any other questions? Anything else you want to talk about, discuss before we all dip out? Trick Williams or Obi? I like Obi because his look. I think Trick could have more of a ceiling, but he's super green right now. Like, he's missing something. I mean, the in-ring isn't great for what I've seen, but I don't really watch NXT like that, so I can't be 100% like the guy that knows stuff, because I don't watch NXT faithfully like that. But from what I've seen, every time Trick has had a big match, he hasn't really delivered, and he is green in the ring. Obi, he's just got a presence. Like, the boy's huge, pause. Like, he's got a presence. Like, he could be something. But I think Trick could have a bigger future. Like, what I mean is, I think Obi is like a one-trick pony. I think he gives you the Bobby Lashley thing. Not saying they're one-trick ponies, but you know what you're getting. The big men, pause, dominate, destroy. Boom. Trick, I think you can do anything with Trick. I think you can get tag champ, heavyweight champ, IC champ. Like, I think there's just so many ways you can go with Trick. So I would say Trick. John Cena is going to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. I don't understand. Is that a question? But we all know that. Not being funny. I'm just saying. I don't know if you were trying to ask me something. Soldier. Also, I disagree with the Lucha take. You said Triple H, if you remember back in Gold, he always hired those indie guys. And plus, Luchador wise, remember. I get it. But what is AEW known for? If everyone comes to WWE to watch what they have now and the whole acrobatic shit, then what would you go to AEW for if that's all they're really known for at this particular time? You wouldn't. You would just stick to WWE. If you were like a WWE fan thinking about AEW, all right, put it like this. If you go to your favorite restaurant all the time, which is WWE, they just added a new menu. Now you have everything. Why are you going to go down the street to the other restaurant to try that when you already have everything at your restaurant plus what you're going to go over there for? You wouldn't. That's what I think. That's my take. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, we can obviously disagree, but that's what I think. And Triple H is very petty. We know Triple H is petty. So he got that old school Vince in him. Like, let's just kill the competition. Oh, my delivery king, yeah. My treadmill's here. I feel if Bianca wins the triple threat at Mania, they should set up Bianca, Cargill, SummerSlam. I'm not going to hate on it. I love Jade, but Jade isn't like she's still green. Like, she has a lot of work to do to get a title, like a major title. Like, she's got work to do. But eventually that would be fire because people didn't want to see that. Like, we're talking about two of the strongest, athletic, beautiful women in WWE. But one's work is right here and one's work is right here. If they can get someone on the same level as far as working wise, then yeah, I think that would go crazy. But I think Jade is she's too green right now to have a major feud like that. Soldier. I also think another reason everyone goes to WWE is because Triple H and WWE have better leadership. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. And I would bet money WWE would never let the Punk situation spread. Nah, it wouldn't. Especially because Hunter really, at first, I don't know what the relationship is now, but Hunter didn't fuck with Punk and vice versa. So yeah, he would have definitely, and he probably would have got a kick out of being like, you're fired, get out. So I definitely agree. But everyone from what I've heard in interviews, and especially people leaving, have said that it's super strict. Well, not super strict, but it's strict and tight in WWE. And AEW is kind of like, do what you want. Like, it's a club. Come have fun. You think WrestleMania 41 is going to be good? I think the carpet is potentially set up to be good. Is it going to be great? I mean, I think the feuds and the storylines are built to be good. I think it will be good. There's definitely some good stories that you can't leave Liv out of WrestleMania though, because Liv has been having a hell of a year. That might have to be a separate video or at least a reel. Like, Liv has been the MVP for this past year, so you can't leave her out of WrestleMania. Are you going live both days for Mania? Ooh, my man want me to work. After the show, maybe. During the show, I've already said probably not, because I don't know how some of those streamers get away with it. I don't know if you have to know someone or be of a certain subscribe level, but some of them just be going live and don't get banned or copyrighted. I don't know how that happens, because we did it once and we got straight copyrighted, and I can't get no strikes like that. So afterwards, maybe. During, probably not. But for the afterwards, I mean, the more y'all show up here and comment, then the more we'll do lives, like I've said. And especially like if y'all start hitting them super chats, because again, that's how we pay the bills here. If y'all start hitting them super chats, then then we'll definitely go live more. But I would think so. Depending on what happens. If something big happens, obviously we'll probably show up. Live with Sally, defend the tag titles Dominion instead of a big. I mean, that's cool. I mean, she's a champ though. As long as she's on the show. If she ain't on the show, that's crazy. She's got to be on the show. You know what I mean, Soldier? She's got to be on the show. But yeah, she's not going to be in the title picture. But even though she could, well, I think that feud is done. But you never know. She could have an early title match, and then come back and cost Rhea the match, and they can run it back again. You made a post with Eddie and his son looking at the IC belt chance. Do you think Dominic is the next? Yeah, I think it could happen. Let me be clear. I'll be the first one because I tell you we're real here, and we keep it 100. When Dom was first introduced, short hair with his dad, I did not like him as far as character wise. I didn't think he was good at all. I didn't. Once he turned heel, I started rocking him a little more, and I'll admit he's did a 180. At least to me, he might have always been that for y'all, but for me, he did a 180, and he's been great. The crowd reaction is great. In-ring work is great. I would definitely give him, if I was the boss, I would definitely give him some kind of gold championship reign. I would even go as far as making him the longest IC champ until someone else breaks it. But which it should have been Theory, but there is another story, another video of where they went wrong with Theory, which I think I should do. I should do a video of where they went wrong with Theory. But yeah, can Dom survive by himself? I think so. And I think the live thing is kind of running this course because I'm starting to worry. Like, bro, is his wife okay with that? Or is he still with her? Like, what's going on? Another donation. Let's go. I gotta ask some questions next time. Even though you're my mod and you're the biggest supporter we've had, gotta ask some questions. I'm ready. Do you think Kevin Owens is gonna return to WrestleMania? All right, so let's see. Let's see what y'all say about this. Let's see if we get some hate. I think Kevin Owens has did all he could do in WWE. I think he should leave. I don't know what his contract status is. He might have re-upped. But I think he should leave and go to AEW. Me personally. He still have friends over there. You can still get some fresh rivalries, fresh matches, good stuff over there, especially if what's his face? Josh Alexander goes over there. We got Speedball. We got the Bucks coming back. Like, there's just so much stuff for him to do over there. I mean, WWE, what else is he going to do? He's not going to be the champ no time soon because the rotation of the title belts there's too many people in line. I don't care to see him IC champ. Definitely don't want to see him as a US champ. Tag team I think is beneath him. It's time to go. There's been reports that Dom's wife isn't happy about it. I wouldn't be. Well, then again, some people are different in life. It depends on what we got worked out backstage. But some people in traditional relationships wouldn't like that because some looks like acting and some looks like they're really having a good time. And I don't know if people know, but when you work with somebody and you're around them 24/7, like shit happens. I'm from the TV movie world. I don't know if y'all know that are new to the channel. And I used to do music. I'm used to being on set with people for like filming TV shows and movies for months. And you see production assistants, directors, you see people hooking up with each other. I was there when, true story, if I'm lying, I'm a dead dog Scrappy. I was there when Ryan Gosling and Eva got together. And I called it. I said, yo, this looks a little too friendly. And they got together. They've been together ever since, have a kid together. But when you spend so much time with someone for so long, shit happens. I think he should go. Kevin Owens just resigned this year. Oh, well, I guess he's not leaving. But what else do you do? What else do you do if you're in WWE? Like I said, I don't see him as champ anytime soon. because we got Cody, we got Cena, we got Roman, we got Steph, maybe a Braun, eventually maybe Obi. And there's a whole bunch of other talent that I'm trying to think of while I'm looking at my Funko Pops. Finn, if they ever get him right. Like, there's just too many people. I'm just trying to look at my Funkos to see who could rise in the ranks. There's just too many people that I don't see Kevin doing that. I see belt maybe, but I don't want to see it. US definitely not, like I just said. And the tag teams, I don't want to see him as a tag team champion. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep giving me fights with Drew McIntyre. Drew could be a champ. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep on giving me Sammy fights? I don't want to see that no more, bro. I don't. So Kevin should have left, but hey, you gotta feed your family. So if I got that money, congrats to the bag, bro. I don't know what he does. I thought he would win the title from Cody. I knew he wasn't going to win only because I knew they were going to do that to Cody, but it would have been dope, especially if he would have won and then got rid of that belt and said, nah, this belt is trash. I'm bringing back the Eagle joint, and that's it. This is the new belt. That would have been a dope. If they would have combined those two, and he said, this is the new belt from now on. But it didn't happen. But again, it was because Triple H wanted people to come to Saturday, watch the show, not watch Collision. And how are you going to do it? By bringing back the belt. You know what I wish? This is what I wish. And I've done a video for this before. I wish they would just get along. Competition is cool. It's good. But, bro, I've said it. WrestleMania is supposed to be the Super Bowl, right? Think of all the dream matches you could have. Like, if WrestleMania was truly WrestleMania and truly the Super Bowl, imagine Roman Reigns. The feuds are probably different now as time goes on. People are getting older. But, past things that we had, Roman Reigns, Kenny Omega at WrestleMania. Steph, Will Ospreay at WrestleMania. Like, Young Bucks, Usos, WrestleMania. That would be dope. If they actually got along and they actually made the drafts would be crazy if they got along. Shit, the Bucks just went to WWE. Usos just went to AEW. FTR just went to TNA. Like, if they really did some shit like that, it would be crazy. But obviously, they're not. But anywho, I digress. What are the questions y'all got? And then, we've been live for like 40 minutes. What else y'all got? And then I'm gonna pack it up so I can get me some lunch. Oh, and my package got here. Pause. My treadmill, my walking treadmill. Trying to get in shape, boys. Trying to get swole out here. Both collisions and Saturday night's main event. Both collisions Saturday night main event. Actually, collision has gotten better. And if y'all new to this, make sure y'all follow me on Twitter. It's Chance WBTC. So Chance Wrestling Behind the Curtain is on Twitter. And my Instagram is Chance Lemery, LE. I'll put it in the chat. Makes it easier. Cody Rhodes injured Kevin Owens when he... Oh, well, that makes sense. Because that shit look vicious. But yeah, that's me on Instagram. I'm trying to get the Instagram presence up. I didn't really care about Instagram at first. But I see most of the creators are on Instagram too, so I'm trying to get that popping. So follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow me if you want to. It is what it is. Come on, let's do some rapid questions. Y'all ask me some questions. I'll give you some answers, and then, like I said, we out. It's been fun times. I got to get ready for this interview. I got an interview later on my other channel, Be Yourself Podcast. Y'all should go check that out. Be Yourself Podcast. I have this actress, Janine Flynn, who she's been in Severance on Apple TV, and she's been in this new movie, Candlewood, on Amazon Prime Video. So I'll be interviewing her later. So got to get ready for that in a few. But yeah, What other questions y'all got before we call it a day? I'll give it a 30-second countdown. If I don't see nothing popping up, I got to be out. But I appreciate everyone that showed up. Soldier, Michael, Green, Leon, everyone that showed up. I appreciate y'all. Oh, and donations. Definitely appreciate donations. They had some great returns at this year's Royal Rumble. Yeah, Jordan Grace is going to be fire. She's definitely going to be a player. Jordan's going to be a player. Stephanie's going to be a player. Julia, when she gets back, is going to be a player. Jada Parker is looking good. They got some. The women's division is going to be good for a long time in WWE. Especially that one chick too in LFG. I don't know if they're going to hire her, but I think her name is it Danny? I think it's Danny. Yeah, she's like real good. She reminds me of Tiffany Stratton. All right, so the questions seem to have slowed up. So appreciate everybody. The comments are always there on the channel. The community post. You guys can say whatever you want to say, like what you want to see from us, what videos you want to see, what reels you want to see, like when y'all want us to go live, what type of videos you want us to go live for. Like, I take feedback from everyone. So put it in the chats, put it in the comments, put it on the post. I'm trying to make this the best wrestling space for everyone to come and enjoy, which, like I said, would help if y'all do the super chats and y'all send a link that I put there for the Buy Me a Coffee. That's where you can subscribe to us and support the channel monthly. You know what I mean? Just like the other channels. So appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for showing up. We'll be back. Eat, be yourself. Time to get my food. Time to get my drink in.